Hello everyone. First of all, I want to say thanks to the organization of this festival. Thank you for the invitation. I'm so happy to be here and represent the legal department and to talk a little bit about innovation in an area that is seen as a supportive area. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how the legal department at Klabin transformed with a better management of the information. Just to set the stage, since 2018, Klabin has changed the way it works with technology, and it changed the way to innovate in the legal department. So we have reached a admirable bar since then. We got awards for management and we achieved results. We were elected as one of the most influential legal departments in Brazil by a very important publication of the sector. And we made it to the short list of the 5 top companies that use technology in the best way in the legal department. So our cases are part of the agenda of innovation, and we participated in many events. In hindsight, I see that we reaped many results by being the first company of Brazil that organized a pitch day of the legal department to innovate the legal department. And by the way, I say a special thanks to our innovation department at Klabin, headed by Renata, and B2L, who was a partner in this effort. And I can tell you that everything changed from then, since we started to open our eyes to the innovations that were happening around us. And it also started to change when we became closer to the supplier, one of the first partners of our era. And I want to invite one of those partners. Marcos, thank you so much for taking up our invitation. So I want to ask you to please tell us a little bit about your company, how it came about, and what is the main purpose of your company. Thank you, Daniel. Thanks so much for the opportunity. I want to say thanks to the Innovation Department and the Legal Department of Klabin, long-term partners. Well, Legal Insights is our company, and it was created in early 2017 with a very clear purpose. We had to take information to the legal department by using information, right? So we focused on this purpose from the get-go. We are a very specialized company. We are very much focused on what we had to do. We had some invitation from customers to do things differently, but we believe that the focus is the main secret to success. And from then on, we have worked with major companies just like Klabin, major companies, and we are always trying to bring this type of innovation. This is data-based innovation. Here's what we do. Besides the technology platform, we have a very consultative approach as well. So besides bringing the data and doing the whole data treatment bit, doing the calculations and things like that, we really try to understand the customer's problem. And oftentimes, the solution is more simple than to create an algorithm or something like that. So since 2017, we've been working in the market, and we have a lot of prospects for the future. There's a lot of good expectations, especially with Klabin. Good to know. Such a coincidence, you were created in 2017, and that was actually the year in which we started changing things around technology in the legal department here. So I always say that the transformation process that we went through from 2017 onwards was through management of information and, of course, the innovative spirits that we have in our team. After all, the important thing is always the team that buy into the idea and that implement it, right? And I want to mention a last research by ACC, the Association of Corporate Counsel, an international association that said that legal departments in the whole world in the last 12 months, they are at 57% of them are investing on revising the workflows, and 49.7% are investing and increasing the use of technology. And I'm proud to say that Klabin is working on both fronts, and we are in both percentages. So we review our workflow, and we also invest on technology, which enables us to harvest more advanced data. Currently, in the platform that we have, which was customized, we have like a dispatch center or a center of control. We know every detail of the contentiousness, all the performance of external offices, the performance of the partner companies. and we know all of this information. So we work with customized information for the business and for the units. And besides that, we have the whole economic outlook of our processes, the contingencies, the deposits, which is a very advanced information that is available to the whole company, to the whole department. And also, the contract management process is done via the platform. We measure the time that an attorney has to respond to a demand, different types of demands, main clients, main areas that are serviced, and we also have the intellectual property management, which is a partnership that we have with you guys as well. All the patents and brands are overseen in there for Brazil, for abroad. We have a good control for that. And finally, the center of documentation. So every document that is digitally signed, which is a great trend, especially in the home office days, all of those documents are controlled via the platform. We know how many of them are, directors that sign them the most, how many they have signed, which is a major breakthrough for managing information in-house. So our true case is to not impose limits on imagination. What can be measured can be managed. What can be managed can be measured. So we always challenge our insights. And we always challenge our partners to innovate the platforms, to give us new commands and new things for us to manage. So I would like to hear from you a little bit. What is that challenge like? You know, the challenge that we pose to you, to Legal Insights, your company. And to add on to that, what do you think about the market trends? Is there any innovation trends in your market for legals and things like that? Yes. Yes, there is. To say a little about Klabin, I think Klabin was the company that understood the most in terms of our approach and what we try to bring to market. We don't want to be seen as a software company. We want to be seen as a consultancy. And I think you understood it quite well. You understood that this is our approach because that makes us evolve, both from a platform perspective, our team's perspective, and we try to deliver more and more for our clients. So I think that to understand how Legal Insights works, I think that's the big kicker to our success. And besides that, we also have some insight, some internal indicators, and we have an engagement index, which measures how many accesses we have in the platform and how many improvements are requested. So we definitely try to strike a balance to get the engagement level. And I don't have to tell you that Klabin is by far the most engaged customer we have. So that really helps us. It helps us to think about new things, how to do the integration with the contract platform and to integrate with other aspects. That really helps us exercise our purpose, which is to bring the best solution to the legal department of our clients and to use the information in the best way. And I think that, you know, to touch a little bit on the future, I think that back in 2017, when we first started, we still had a lot of uncertainty in terms of the applicability of those solutions, especially legal tax. You know, what is actually real, what is a dream. You know, back in the first days, every company wanted something related to artificial intelligence to solve all their problems like magic. And when I look at the present day, companies that were able to get this far and be successful were the companies that back then thought, no, let's start with the basics, right? And then we can get more sophisticated. And I think that's what is happening right now. We are in the midst of this journey. We start with some basic elements like managing information, GPI. We start measuring some basic indicators. And right now, we are getting into more sophisticated things. So I think the trend from now on will be to make a more sophisticated analysis using AI, using machine learning, but always focusing on some results for the company because that's important as well. There's no use in using cutting-edge technology if you don't bring a positive outcome for the business. So I think that more and more, you know, we always hear in those events, in those conferences, in those talks, that artificial intelligence is going to replace human beings in their jobs. I believe that it's going to be a tool. Just like we learned to master the internet, just like we learned to master electrical power, AI is going to be another tool that will allow us to take another leap. And I really believe that the legal department is included, and I think that you are going to make the most out of this process and out of these technologies in the future. Absolutely. It's interesting that you talk about going back to the basics, because Legal Insights has this chapter. Before the pitch day, we actually got to see the company. You presented your solution to us. We were not ready for that at the moment. We had to go back to the basics. We had to redesign our workflow and our process base, and then we started thinking about innovation. So this is something that innovation requires. Sometimes you have to take a few steps back, go back to the basics, and then think about innovating and not look for a miraculous solution all the time, right? And that shows that indeed innovation is everywhere. The reality is that the legal function, and I can piggyback on your comment, is being reinvented today. We are looking much more for a focus on the customer, and our case is really to improve their experience with the legal department, and we want to create and demonstrate value for those business areas. Marcos, it was a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you so much once again for taking us on our invitation, and we are still thinking about invitation here. See you next time, folks. Thank you so much, everyone from the festival. Appreciate it. Thank you.